Well, hello again, all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching Georgia Beer Reviews. Back at you today with another one. Another beer that I'm very, very excited to try. This is a beer from Founders. It's the Velvet Rush 2021 release. I believe this is the first year that it's been released. Never seen it before this year. It's 11.1% ABV. It's an Imperial Brown Ale brewed with coffee, chocolate, vanilla extract, and milk sugar, aged in bourbon barrels. If that doesn't get you salivating, get you interested, then just go ahead and click off because I don't know what will. So, this beer was bottled on August 5th, 2021. So, just a couple months old. This would be one at 11.1% that you could age for a long time. So freshness is not really an issue with this, even though it is fresh. A little bit of a description from the label. It says, borrowing elements from both high-end craft cocktails and moody jazz clubs, Velvet Rush takes the bourbon barrel-aged brown ale up an octave with free-flowing notes of coffee, chocolate, and vanilla extract. Milk sugar aids in weaving together this complex tapestry of flavors to create a unique sipping experience that really ties the room together. They do such a good job with the descriptions of their beers. They don't get too fancy, too cute with it. I won't mention any names. Stone, Lagunitas, excuse me. You know, they talk about the beer and what you can expect with the beer, and I appreciate that. I love the label. I love the simplicity of it. I love everything about the labeling and the description of this beer. And if it's as good as the KBS cinnamon vanilla cacao was, well, hey, I'll be happy. If it's half as good as that, I'll be happy. Let's go ahead and get into it, folks. The color, as I'm pouring it, is a brown color. It's not a super, super dark beer. The appearance on the camera may look a little bit different. Although, yeah, no, you can see the brown on the bottom there. It's definitely, when you hold it up to the light, you can see through it. Not very clearly, but you can see through it. It's not really hazy or anything like that. It's just a very dark brown color. The head, about a finger's worth of a relatively creamy looking, I guess, call it khaki colored head. The aromas. The first thing I'm actually getting with this is the coffee. There's like a cold brew coffee aroma. You walk into like a Starbucks or a Dunkin' Donuts in the morning. I'm not a big coffee person, but when they're doing that fresh, roasty, grindy stuff and they're getting everything ready for the day and they're making all this stuff, it's got that coffee shop feel to it for sure. It's definitely hitting home with the coffee notes. Like just a really rich, roasty, dark blend Colombian coffee. Once you get through the coffee aromas, you get a little bit of chocolate. I gotta be honest, I'm not getting any of the vanilla extract. They do say right on the label vanilla extract and milk sugar. So I'm not getting any vanilla or sweetness from the milk sugar. A light barrel presence on the back end of the aroma. I mean, it is 11.1% too, so it's a little bit more boozy. So I'm not really picking up on alcohol, but there is a feel to it. Like when you take that deep inhalation, you're getting almost like a burn in the nostrils, so you know that it's a slightly elevated ABV product. but it doesn't smell boozy. It smells amazing, but I will say that this is a very coffee forward aroma. I expect it to be the same in the taste. So if you're not a big coffee person, this might be kind of a turn off for you. But it smells wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and get into it. Cheers, guys. I'm salivating. So let's do this. Mm. Drinks like a brown ale. It's on the lighter end of getting into the medium side of medium. The body is medium. It doesn't drink like the KBS or any of the other, um, for 11.1%, that high of an ABV range, it drinks a lot lighter than that. It drinks like maybe a 7 or an 8. You're getting the coffee right up front, some like cold brew, Colombian, like black, roasty, really roasty coffee. The vanilla extract is kind of coming through a little bit. There's a little bit of sweetness with that, a little bit of caramel malt, and medium to dark toasted bread notes in the middle of the sip. The carbonation is relatively light. The body, like I said, is medium, which for an 11.1%er is very impressive. Um, the chocolate is coming through a little bit in the middle, but this is one. This is a beer that is very coffee forward. There's a ton of coffee going on with this. And it's great coffee flavor. It's very fresh. It's very robust. It's very nice. But it's kind of taking over some of the other stuff in the beer. The bourbon barrel aging is coming through on the back end, and because it's not a stout, because it drinks a little bit lighter, it's a little bit thinner. The bourbon barrel notes are really nice. You're getting a little bit of vanilla from that. You're getting a little bit of that rustic woody type character from the oak barrels themselves. Maybe a little bit of caramel and toffee from the barrel aging. But it's very subdued. It's very in the background because the primary thing with this is the coffee. And I just talked about how much I loved the KBS um, cinnamon vanilla cacao because the coffee was so balanced. With this, the coffee is not balanced. It's there. It's right in your face from the get go, and it lingers in the finish. And there's a bitterness from that as well. I don't know what the IBUs are with this beer, but you're not getting bitterness from hops. You're getting bitterness from coffee. And if you're not into coffee, or even if you're into coffee like I am, but you don't drink coffee every day, you want something a little bit more balanced. This is coffee, coffee, coffee. Then a little bit of the bourbon barrel, a little bit of the vanilla, a little bit of the chocolate, a little bit of the what else is in here? I don't know. That's it. Yeah, the coffee is just so dominant in this, and it could be kind of a turnoff, I think, for some people. It's an excellent, excellent beer nonetheless. I love it, and I love just like I love the KBS, the original KBS, which is very coffee forward, and I love other coffee stouts and coffee beers. This is not a stout. This is a brown ale, and I think there's something to be said about the body of this because it's lighter, and you could drink well. 11.1%, you couldn't drink too much of it, but it drinks a lot lighter than 11.1 because the body is lighter and the carbonation is a little bit elevated. But the coffee is very in your face, and if you're not a coffee person, this may be a huge turnoff to you. I think the coffee flavors are robust. I think they're great. It's got a freshness to it, a robustness to it that you don't find in a lot of beers, and there's something to be said about that. But this is a coffee lover's beer for sure. So tread lightly. If you're not into coffee, this is not going to be one for you. If you're into coffee like myself, but it's not your favorite thing in the world, this is still probably one that you would enjoy because Founders does such a good job with it, and they use high quality coffee beans, and just it tastes like quality. There's a quality to it that just it's just undeniable. But It's not balanced. There could be more bourbon barrel aging notes that would be appreciated. The chocolate's really kind of fallen short. That coffee just overpowers everything. You really have to dig and search for the other notes. They're there, but that coffee is just, oh, it's so much. It's so intense. It's good, but it's very intense and it's a little bit unbalanced. And I'm going to give this, it is an A beer. There's no doubt about it. But I feel like the balance is really off with this. I'm going to go with a 93, which is, I feel like maybe I don't know, sliding this beer. No offense to Founders. I love this beer. I really do. But I can't give it an A plus, world class. 93 is right there. It's not an A minus. It's right there at the cusp. It's right there at that solid A mark, but it's on the very low end. And the reason is because the balance is just not there. You will be very turned off by this if you're not a big coffee person because there's such a strong coffee presence with this. And the other flavors, although they're there, you really have to search for them and they're on the back end. You have to get through all that coffee. So if you're not a big coffee person, you probably shouldn't waste your time with this beer, um, because that's what you're getting: coffee, 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 and then a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of caramel, a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of bourbon on the back end, but coffee. So take that as you will. An excellent beer, but if you're not a coffee lover, this could be a problem for sure. The KBS, the CBS, the all of the different variant, their other stuff has coffee in it, but it's a little bit more balanced than this. This one, yeah, not so much. So 93 out of 100 for the Founders Velvet Rush Imperial Brown Bourbon Barrel Aged Ale. Buy it, try it, let me know what you guys think. I really appreciate your feedback, and I haven't really seen any reviews for this yet, so I'm very interested to see what other people think about um, this product. So that'll do it for this beer review, guys. Hope you're all having a wonderful day, and until next time, everybody, cheers.